Hello, everyone. Hello, friends. Well, welcome back to Get Your Play Online. My name is Jordan, and for today's fun in the kitchen activity, we will be making some s'more puppy chow. So maybe you've had puppy chow before, but this is a fun little activity. Maybe I know it's summer for some of you guys, so I like to have this in front of a bonfire, because you know when you make s'mores, you could have that, or maybe just in front of a movie. But first, I will show you what our activity looks like, just so you know like a general picture of it. So this is what it looks like. And this is not how much we'll be making. I just made scooped up a small amount from the batch that I made before. But we will be making a lot more. So you see we have some cereal, golden grams, marshmallow, and then coated in powdered sugar and chocolate. Well, so you might be thinking, what will I need for this activity? So let's start with our ingredients. So we will be needing golden grams. We will be needing corn checks, and you can use any kind of corn checks or checks. Corn checks. We will be needing peanut butter, and I would recommend using smooth peanut butter. But if you don't have peanut butter or you're allergic to peanut butter, you can use either Nutella or sun butter also. We have our powdered sugar. We will need chocolate chips. I'm using the mini semi-sweet, but you can really use any kind of chocolate chips. Anything will work. And then make marshmallows, and make sure to get minis for these because you don't want the big ones. And then also some olive oil when we will be scooping our peanut butter out and putting it into the measuring spoon. Then let's start with our utensils. So we will be needing 1/4 cup, a 1/2 cup, 1 cup, a large bowl, a smaller medium-sized bowl, a spoon, a bag, a gallon bag, a knife, and then you will need parchment paper or wax paper, doesn't really matter, and then a baking pan. So, shall we get started with our activity today? Oh, one more thing. Since we'll be touching some of the food, let's make sure we wash our hands. So let's go do that. While I wash my hands, you can wash your hands. Okay, I hope everyone got your hands nice and clean and dried off well. Let's get started. So first we are going to grab our gallon bag. And we're gonna pour some powdered sugar in that. So we will need 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. And I know powdered sugar or any kind of sugar or flour can be really messy. So if you need a parent's help, you can go ahead and ask. But here comes where the knife comes in handy. So when you scoop powdered sugar, you pack it down as much as you can, and then I use the knife. Oh, let's also make sure we open our bag first. I forgot about that. So then we're ready to dump it in. So when you scoop it, I use the knife to scrape off the excess powdered sugar back into the bag. Okay. Oopsies. That's all right. So you're gonna pour that into your bag. And that is in there. Yeah, set that aside. And I would really recommend just zipping up your bag just for now. Just so it just doesn't make a mess. Okay. Next, you're going to get your medium-sized bowl, and you are going to get, you can just go ahead and use the half cup that you use for the powdered sugar, and you're going to get a half a cup of chocolate chips. And if you want, I'm gonna wash it out, but that's okay. But you're going to get your half a cup, and you're going to get some chocolate chips and put that into your medium-sized bowl. So let's measure out. Perfect. Here, one more. Okay. Put that in there. And then here comes, you're going to get your peanut butter. And you're going to get a 1/4 cup of peanut butter. This is where the olive oil comes in hand. So you spray, you don't really need a lot. You just spray the measuring cup just a little. So when you scoop out your peanut butter and put it in there, it doesn't really stick as much. So let's do that. Okay. Let's get our peanut butter and start scooping out. Okay, that should be enough. So then you're gonna put that into your bowl of chocolate chips. And also, you can use your knife to get the rest of the peanut butter, because I know mine peanut butter is sticking to my spoon. So just scrape it off into the peanut butter. Just get as much as you can. Okay. Now, what you are going to do is you have to melt it. And in order to melt our peanut butter and chocolate chips, we have to use a microwave. So for this, you are going to warm it up into the microwave. And when I made my first batch of puppy chow, I did intervals of 30 seconds, and I only needed 2. And in between those intervals, I was stirring it to get it mixed up. So that is what we are going to do now. So I'm going to go over to my microwave, put it on for 30 seconds, and then I'll come back and stir it and show you what it looks like, and then do it for another 30 seconds. And just remember, because we are using a microwave, it's hot. So just be careful when you're taking it out to use a parent or use hot pads. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing right now. Okay, so there's 30 seconds done. You can kind of tell if the peanut butter is melted a little bit. So what you're just going to do, if you are done, stir it. And you can tell that the chocolate is starting to melt too. Okay, we are going to put it in for another 30 seconds and stir and see how it looks then. Okay, here is what it looks like. Stir, and it looks pretty smooth, and that is what you want. You want the peanut butter and chocolate to get mixed up. And I don't really see any chunks of chocolate chips, so that is good. Okay, let's set that aside, and we'll move on to our next step. Okay, so you're gonna grab your large bowl, and for the whole recipe, you need 4 cups of golden grams and 3 cups of corn checks. But in this big bowl, you will only need 3 cups of golden grams and all of your corn checks. And I will explain when we get to that step why you don't use all the golden grams. I'm just going to use your 1 cup measuring cup, and I'm going to do 3 cups. There's 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to take your checks, and you're going to do 3 cups of this. So this will you use all of it, all 3 cups. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Let's see. Set that aside and get back. Bring your chocolate and peanut butter mix. You're gonna grab your marshmallows, and same with the golden grams. You'll need 1 cup for the whole recipe, but right now you're only gonna use half a cup, and then use the other half later. Let's see. So we get our half a cup. And we are going to pour the mini marshmallows into our chocolate and peanut butter mix. Oh, one already fell in. Okay. You're going to mix that together to get the marshmallows covered or coated in chocolate mixture. And it's coated once you don't see any white. If you see a little bit of white, just mix it up a little bit more. Okay. So that looks good. And what you are going to do with that, set this aside. You are going to pour the chocolate mix into our cereal mix. Okay. And if you need a spatula to get all the chocolate, you can use that. Or I'm just using my spoon, which works fine also. Almost done. This step can take a little while. Okay. Looks like we have all of it, at least most of it, as much as we can get. Set that bowl aside. And now you are going to mix the cereal and chocolate and marshmallows all up together and get it coated. It smells really good. Does yours smell good? I think it's the peanut butter that I smell a lot. Almost there. But you want to make sure you get all of the cereal coated in the chocolate. So when you pour it into our powdered sugar, the powdered sugar sticks to the chocolate because the chocolate and peanut butter is still very warm. It coats a lot better. Okay. Looks like we are good to go for the next step. Now the next step, you may need your parent for this one. And I'll explain why. Okay. Now get your powdered sugar again. You're going to pour this mixture into the bag. So that might be a little tricky. So you can either have your parent hold the bag and you pour the cereal in, or vice versa. You can have your parent pour the cereal in and you hold the bag. But you're going to open the bag, powdered sugar, and you're going to carefully pour it in. I'll pick up the others that fell on the counter. And it looks like we still have some in. But yep, make sure you get all the cereal in here and marshmallows. Okay, let me wash my hands for a second. Clean up this. Okay, so now you're going to close, zip it up, make sure you get most of the air out. Let's see, stick this to the side. Okay, zip it up. And you are going to shake it till you let the powdered sugar coat onto the cereal and marshmallows. So yeah, this is why we want to make sure that the zip bag is closed, because if we didn't have it shut tight, it would make a big mess, and that would not be fun to clean up. So let's do that. Check in there. See if we can shake it a couple more times. Okay, let's check it again. All right, mine looks good. This might be a little difficult to show you, but here is what it looks like. The powdered sugar coated the chocolate mix onto our cereal and marshmallows. So, do you guys remember that I mentioned that we will not be using all of our golden grahams and marshmallows? Well, this is where we will use the rest of them. So get another cup of your golden grahams. And you're going to pour that into the bag. Now this is not coated in chocolate, so when you shake the bag around again, it's not going to really coat in, the powdered sugar won't stick to the cereal as much as it did with the ones that was with chocolate on it. And then you're going to get your other half cup of marshmallows. Okay. Pour that into the bag. And zip it again. Just kind of mix all that cereal around. So it's not stuck on all in one place. Okay. Mixed up. Set that aside for a couple minutes. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your baking pan and parchment paper. I also grabbed scissors because mine is kind of hard to tear on the sharp edge. So if you really need help, please ask an adult. I'm just going to kind of measure just a need. Okay. So we have our baking pan with the parchment paper on it. You are going to pour our s'more puppy chow onto the sheet. So let's do that. And spread it around also. Sticking to the side of my bag. There we go. Okay. Spread it around. But now you have yourself a nice little s'more snack. So like I said in the beginning, if you are not here, where I live in Iowa. So it's kind of rainy, but you could enjoy this in front of a movie if you feel like it. But if you're somewhere warm, you can enjoy this in front of a bonfire. So I hope you guys had a fun time joining me and making our s'more puppy chow. And we will see you next time with Get Your Play Online. Bye!